Hey loves, welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by IRoyal Hair, and they sent me a gorgeous wig which came with a wig cap, these stunning lashes, and this is what the wig looks like. It is straight, but because I washed it, it does have a wave to it. It is a 26-inch 13x4 wig, and I am quickly going to install it before we get into today's video. This hair is very soft. I did bleach the knots, but I did not pluck the hairline. The hairline comes like this naturally, and I'm super in love with how natural it looks without plucking. This lace is in the medium brown color, and I was worried it wasn't going to kind of melt into my skin, but it melts pretty easily. And I love how super soft and silky this hair was after washing it. It came jet black, so I didn't even have to dye it, and with wigs that is very rare, so I'm very impressed with the people at IRoyal Hair. So because I have a lot of long wigs, I decided that I was going to cut the ends of this one off. The ends were looking a little bit thin, so I just went in and gave this wig a blunt cut, something different, but it turned out really great. You will see how it looks like in the end. So now that the wig is installed, I am just going to clean my face, and we're going to get into the second part of the video. Thank you to IRoyal Hair for sponsoring this video. Okay guys, so I decided that I want to do the makeup look I did on my birthday, and that was like a smoky eye look. I do not have any pictures of that look, so I was like, let me try and recreate that look, but also to talk to you guys, like have a little chat and like a life update situation, because I haven't done that like in a long time. Pardon me if I'm gonna be looking down. The mirror is like kind of lower than you guys, so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And yeah, let's get into it. Like I wanted to do a voiceover because doing my makeup and talking is not one of my strong suits, so I'm going to try, because focusing on doing two things. I know I'm a multitasker, but for some reason makeup and talking do not go together. But anyway, so it wouldn't be a chit chat or a chat with me or a catch up if we didn't talk about God. You guys know I love sharing my journey with you guys, but in this video I just want to share how amazing He is. Like, if you are intentional with the things you pray for and ask God for, He's intentional about giving you exactly that. And I'm going to make an example with one of the most simplest things ever, wigs. For me, it's the wigs. So when I started like getting interested in wigs and things, I was like a student. I couldn't really afford it. So what I did was I started working with, it was two hair suppliers from Mozambique that I started working with, and I said, if I refer people to you and I refer like maybe 5 to 10 people to you, will you give me a commission or will you end up giving me hair? And they agreed, and that's how I got my first like bundles type of situation. Then yeah, I finished school, and then I got my first job, and I wasn't making enough for me to like afford wigs anyway. So then I prayed about it. I was like to God, you know I love hair and I can't afford it, so could you please make a plan, right? Which is when I decided to start my YouTube channel. And initially I started off with like makeup and things, and then the wig tutorials came, and then I started praying that I get like wig deals where people would send me wigs to review for free, and it happened. So for me, it's like when you're intentional about the things that you ask God for, He's intentional about giving you exactly what you asked for. Yeah? And like, it's just incredible to me. I had like a mini conversation about this with Boybelo the other day, and I was like, how incredible is it that we get to wear wigs that are well worth over 4,000 rands, some of the wigs we get, and you don't have to pay a cent for them. Like, it's incredible, honestly. Like, it is such a blessing, because for me that was an answered prayer. It is like an answered prayer, you know. And I was like, yeah, no, God, you're doing the things. And it's not just that. There's a lot of other things that God is doing that He's been intentional about in my life. Like, I think my God knows that I don't like spending my own money. So I've been blessed, guys. Like, I've really been blessed with a husband who does the most. Like, you know. And I think for me, that is just God personally saying, listen, everything that you didn't have, everything that you grew up asking for, like, I'm going to give it to you type of situation. And it's like, wow, for me. Like, I'm really, I hope this encourages somebody. Like, whatever it is you want, or whatever it is you desire, like in your heart of hearts, don't be afraid to ask God. What did I do here? Like, don't be afraid to ask Him, you know. Some way, somehow, our desires, like when you pray that your desires align with what God wants for your life, they will align. They honestly will align. I didn't know that starting a YouTube channel and praying for guidance and would have gotten me to the point where I am now. Like, it all came together. The YouTube channel, the me starting therapy, the me being intentional about the way that I live. It all came together because now God is using my channel as a platform for me to talk to other people about the things I'm doing in my life to make my life better, or to be a better person. And it's also encouraging for other people to be intentional about the way they live, you know. Like, it's honestly, I'm amazed by it. I sit back and I'm like, wow. And I get choked up as well, because you know how they say everybody has a ministry, and I always used to think that a ministry would be like serving in the church. When I was in varsity, I was part of the children's ministry. Like, I was a Sunday school teacher with my friend Francie, and I loved it. And that was because I love children. I honestly love children. And yeah, man, that's where it started for me, like serving. But then when I moved here, I haven't found like a church that I call home here. And with the whole COVID thing, I've been attending church online and stuff like that. But this platform, I feel, is now part of my ministry, you know. Being a mother, part of your ministry. Being a wife, part of your ministry. And I say that because the way you are a mother, the way you are a wife, the way you do your work, you know, it is an opportunity for someone to see God through you, or through what you do, you know. Recently it's been dawning on me, like, I can go from 0 to 100 in minutes. Like, I used to be like that person, but now I'm not anymore, you know. And being aware of what is going on inside me or with me or whatever, it is, I don't know, man, like, it's I have no words for it. The other day I went to the mall. I was trying to get into a parking spot. There was an old lady with a trolley, And at first I was like, yeah, move your trolley, until I realized what was happening, right? She wanted to get the groceries out, but it's on an incline and the trolley kept moving back and she didn't know what to do. So when I realized that, I parked in a different spot. I left my car running, just closed the door, and I went and I held the trolley for her so she could get her things out of it, you know? Like, don't miss the opportunity for God to show up for someone else through you, you know? By being kind, by being, you know, helpful, by blessing somebody with whatever, you know? Don't miss that opportunity for someone to get a reminder or see God through you, is where I currently am in life. And this is exactly what I need for the vision I have in my mind, you know. And yeah, strongly believe that God is going to make it happen type of situation, you know. Well, a lot of the other things I'm going to touch on today will also have like explanations, if I can call them explanations, or will have ties to God still, because I believe everything that has to do with me is tied to God. I'm going to speak about finances and how I'm doing. This is sort of like an update from the things I've spoken about before. The last time I spoke to you guys, I told you guys that I'm not good with saving and I'm not good with this, and it was the tithing story. It's been 12 months of me tithing 10% of everything that comes into my hands, and let me tell you, it's been amazing, financially and otherwise, because don't give tithes with like the expectation of, oh, it's coming back in money. No, it will come back in other things as well, not just in money. But for me, it's visible now in the money front, you know. There's abundance that's starting to build up. And now I understand why I didn't have abundance before, because I didn't have like the respect for money and I didn't have the discipline as well. Now I'm disciplined. Now it's, when I get my YouTube paycheck, 10% goes to tithe. So before I do anything with money, I tithe. 10% goes into a savings account that I don't have an app for. So I have a bank card for it, but it's like kind of like an emergency type of money. And yeah, 10% will go there. And then I put aside like 30% for taxes, right? And then the other 50% is like for the channel. So buying equipment, going out when creating content, that type of stuff. But I don't only do it with YouTube. I have implemented the same thing with my salary. I've implemented the same thing with like the business income and things like that. Like 10% must go to tithe, and 10% must at least go into savings. And I started reading the book Atomic Habits, and it kind of changed things for me, because that's where you realize that, okay, a month ago I wasn't saving. This month I put away 100 rands, you know. Next month I put away another 100 rands, and it's so exciting to see that balance grow. But it's also like, it had my mind at ease, because recently my washing machine kind of gave out, the draining pump or whatever died, and it cost 1,800 rands. That didn't come from my pocket, it came from that savings pocket type of situation, you know. And now that's where like my eyes are being opened up to, oh, this is why people will say save. I'm not where I want to be, but the fact that I've got the discipline down, the fact that I've got the budgeting down, the fact that like I've not used like the additional income that has been coming in for my own uses. Yes, I pay myself, but I've been buying equipment. I bought a new lens, I bought the MacBook, I bought the camera. I actually ordered a second lens, but yeah, that's a story for another day. And yeah, man, you see the growth in yourself. Intentional living is not easy, but I am very proud of myself for starting with it and sticking to it. Although some days I'm like, but why do I have to be this person? Especially because when you're living intentionally, it's not just for you, it's also in the way you treat others. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about is people, man. A lot of people are saying that ke tshaba batho or a ke rate batho or stuff. Okay, I get it. Like, I come off as standoffish and cold, and because, like I said, it's sort of protection for myself. I don't want people coming into my space and hurting me and stuff. But you can't even prevent that, you know. Even the people in your life will let you down, and I wanted to speak about that because people, I am a low maintenance friend, né? So I don't require a lot. Like, I don't ask for a lot from friends or the people around me. I don't know, by virtue of thinking that we all think the same, and I know we don't all think the same, but as for reciprocation, you would think that when you have like people in your life and whatever, you would think that, like, you think the same in the sense that when it comes to like the people in your life or the people you call your friends or whatever, there's a general understanding that we reciprocate, or we are there for each other, or you know, we get each other type of situation. And unfortunately, it's not the case. And for me, in the past, I would never speak up. Like, if you hurt my feelings, I would never speak up and say, hey, you actually hurt my feelings, or I needed you and you were not there. I would rather just move on with my life, cut you out and just move on, because why don't you get it? Why is it okay that when you need me, I am there, but when I need you, you are unavailable to me, or you don't show up for me? And then when I started realizing this, I decided to like kind of audit the people that are around me, or the people I call my friends or whatever. And sadly, it was like I had to deal with the realization that, okay, it's nobody's fault. The thing about me is, you don't have to be my friend, but if you are in my circle, if you're close to me, then I pride myself on being there for you or showing up for you, because that's just the person I am. Like, when I love hard. Like, honestly, I will love so hard. I want to make sure the people that are around me are okay. And sadly for me, in the past, I've been loving the wrong people, because those people, when I need them, which is like once in a blue moon, I will need you, they don't show up for me. I have shown up for birthday parties. I've shown up for a lot of things, you know, and I have been, you know, putting thoughts and efforts into getting people gifts and things like that. But when I sit down and take recollection about who has shown up for birthdays, who has gifted on birthdays, who has shown up for this, you know, people are most of the time unavailable when I need them. And it's sad, and it broke my heart, because wow, you know, am I not deserving of friendships with people where, you know, reciprocation isn't an issue? I don't even have to like shout or wave or say, hey, I need you, or hey, you're not showing up for me. Like, when do I meet the same kind of people as me, people who are going to show up for me, like, without a doubt, no questions, like, you know? And yeah, it hurt, but in the moment I was like, also there's a dangerous prayer that I prayed last year, and I said to God, start removing things, start removing people that don't serve where you are taking me, you know? And for some of the people that I lost this year, I saw it coming, because it was a matter of the audit to say, are the people that I'm with, are the people that are in my circle pouring into me? Are we pouring into each other? Or is it every time we meet up, we're sitting and talking about other people, or we're sitting and getting drunk, you know? Are we building each other? Are we, you know? I'm not saying every time we meet it has to be serious, but, you know, are we, you know, as women, as moms, as sisters, are we offloading to, you know, every time we're getting drunk, or every time we're complaining about partners and husbands and things like that? And I was like, you know what, I do not. Like, am I crazy in wanting a friend circle where I am, you know, like, fulfilled, you know? a friend circle where I don't have to be ashamed of this new chapter that I'm opening, because as much as I'm living intentional, I'm aware that we're not all the same. We all live differently, and I've never been judgmental about it. But to be in these spaces and have people disrespect the decisions, that the personal decisions or the personal choices that I make for myself, was also another thing, because I don't judge you. Why can't you respect the things that I do, you know? The conversation that I've had with God recently was that, God, I think I have not met my tribe yet. So I do have friends. I do have staple friends, friends from varsity. I have friends from high school, you know, people I'm very close to, and but I'm talking about where I am, like people I can be with physically on a physical basis, people I can talk to daily, meet up with, like that kind of tribe, because my friends are far away from me. And yeah, that's the thing. But it is what it is, honestly. If I come to you, or if anybody comes to me and says to me, hey, you hurt my feelings, what, my first response isn't to attack that person. My first response is to listen to that person, you know. And if a friend comes to me and says to me, hey, I needed you, and I didn't realize that I wasn't showing up for the person, when they say that, then I should say, listen, I've got this and this and this going on, and I feel my plate is full. I'm sorry, friend, but I can't be, like, I would be so understanding if somebody said that to me, you know. But you can't always be pouring into people and no one is pouring into you. You can't always be showing up for people when people are not showing up for you. Like, it gets I don't know, it gets tedious, but also it hurts, you know. It hurts. When do people start showing up for me? Because I'm always there for people, you know. And that's kind of where I am. I don't show up for people because I want them to show up for them. I show up for people because it's in my nature to be this person. But it would be nice to kind of have people, you know, yeah, I'm strong and yeah, I carry a lot of the things by myself, but who takes care of the strong people? And that's my question. But yeah, I think I want to stop talking about that because I'm getting teary-eyed and I'm doing makeup. I've set up boundaries, and it's not unreasonable boundaries, because when I set up boundaries, I always, like, I ask myself, is that too much? Like, is that, you know, is it out of the question? Am I expecting too much from people? You know, I always ask myself these questions. And I will also, like, sit in my therapy sessions and ask, like, my psychologist on time, is this too much? Like, am I asking for too much? Expecting reciprocation, is it too much? Like, you know, because sometimes I get in my head about it. I'm like, hey, Luana, what, man, hey, you know. But honestly, it's not too much to want to be loved and embraced and supported in the way that you need. The thing about such things, I grieve personally when things like this happen. Like, I want to curl up in a ball and I want to cry and I don't want to eat, and you know. And unfortunately, in the season that I'm in my life, I can't afford to lose focus. In the season that I'm in, I need to get up every day and show up. I need to get up and pick up my camera, or I need to get up and respond to emails. I need to get up and set up things for the business. I need to get up and exercise. I need to get up and, you know, like, show up. I need to be consistent in showing up, because I did say my word for 2022 is discipline. And yeah, man, my discipline requires me to show up. My discipline requires me to listen. I'm in a season of peace. I'm in a season of peace, and it kind of freaks me out because I'm a panicker. Like, I get anxious about everything and I panic about everything. So the season I'm in, it's just calm. Like, it's just calm all the way. Anything could happen, I'm just calm about it. Like, oh, my machine broke, okay, let's Google a repairman and get them in tomorrow. And you know, like, I'm not frantic about it. And another thing about this season is, when something happens, the first place I want to go to is God. And I've realized that I like praying in the car. So while I'm driving, I will turn down the music and I will pray, you know. And recently I decided that the only music I play in the car is worship music or praise music, or listen to sermons while I'm driving. This was a suggestion from my friend Francisca, and it's actually working for me, because I told her I feel like I'm in a dip. My prayer life is in a dip, and I feel like I'm not connecting to God. And she was like, listen, we all go through that, we go through those difficulties, but the thing is to make an effort and say, okay, fine, I'm going to try this. And she told me, friend, what I'm doing is I don't listen to any other music currently in the car. I listen to like my gospel music, and I listen to my like praise and worship, and I will bawl and cry in the car, and that's okay. And I'm like, yeah, I've done that so many times, guys. I have cried while driving so many times. And my thing is always like, the poor drivers that are seeing me like wiping away my tears or whatever. But yeah, I've enjoyed that, and I'm getting back in a place of like feeling near to God again, and being okay with, and not allowing the things that are happening for me to feel angry or to feel ashamed of what is happening, of what I've done. Like being free to talk to God. Once you do something that is wrong or against what God says, then you feel embarrassed and ashamed, and that's just like the devil's way, because when you feel ashamed and you don't go to God, you kind of cut ties for a little bit, and the devil has like access to you, because you feel like you're not hearing the voice of God, or I've done something wrong, so God doesn't care about me or whatever. And it's not the case. Like, it really is not the case. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly do my brows off camera, and then I'm gonna come back so we can do the eyeshadow. I feel like I've been talking so much. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so you guys will have to forgive me. But yeah, I'll see you once my brows are done. I don't want this video to be too long, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, man, I'm just like in a space where like I am wrestling or kind of struggling with understanding why it's okay, like why you're okay with being in my life and everything when I'm quiet and I'm not speaking up for myself. But the minute I kind of try to enforce boundaries or speak up about the things I need from you, then you have a problem with it, then that means there was some form of pretense, or it was a one-sided thing between you and me. Because why is it a problem when somebody expresses their feelings? I research each and everything. I'm buying lenses. Trust and believe, I've watched like 100 videos about this lens or that lens, and ask Mary Jane will tell you, because most of the time it's her that I'm telling these things to. Oh, Chomi, instead of this lens I'm buying this one. No, I decided to go back to the old one, and but I will watch videos. And for the people around me, I research. So you need you need a company that supplies this. If I have information about it, I will give it to you. And that's just the type of person I am, which goes back to what I said earlier. If I'm in the position to make your life easier, and like you're my friend, you're my fam, you're whatever, I will help you. I swear it, I will help you, because I know helping somebody else doesn't take anything away from you. Which brings me to the most profound thing I have read ever. So I read the other day, somebody wrote, when you help someone, chances are, like, how they say, be good and it will be paid back like good to you. The kindness, like when you're kind, it's not going to come from that person you're kind to. It's most likely going to come from another person. So let's say today I help Mbali with something, and I'm hurt because Mbali doesn't like return the favor, or Mbali is not returning the kindness or whatever to me. Like, that's okay, you can be hurt, but years down the line or whatever, you're going to receive kindness from a random person, a complete stranger, because you were kind to Mbali, if you understand what I'm saying. And I think reading that was like encouraging to me. One thing about me, I'm not afraid of being alone. Like, I am not afraid of being alone at all. Yeah, and I'm not afraid of starting over also. Like, it does not scare me. Starting over does not scare me like at all. Like, it's okay. Currently I do feel like I need like a fresh start. And that is what I'm praying for. The other day, where were we? We were where did we go? We went, oh yeah, I can't tell you guys yet. We went somewhere with Habi and Khosi, and Khosi was telling Daddy that can we get a bigger house, you know? And I was like, what do you need a bigger house for? You know? That innocence of my child being able to say, Daddy, can we get a bigger house? Innocently. He wasn't reasoning. That's what he desires. That's what he wants. I was like, wow, you know? Practical examples of the things that I'm wrestling with God with, you know? And when my son gets like that, like when he says, oh, mommy, we need a bigger house and whatever, obviously the conversations are happening in the house to say, okay, what's the next step? What are we doing next? Or whatever. But I always like say to him, you want a bigger house? Okay, Papa, let's pray. Let's start praying and asking God for a bigger house. And when we go to bed at night, when we say our prayers, he will literally pray and say, God, I always say, ask God to give Daddy more money so Daddy can buy us a bigger house. And yeah, my son will pray that. Like, I'm not happy at my job. I haven't been happy for a very long time. But because that job is currently the source that God had been using to allow me to take care of my family, and to put my brother through school, and to take care of my mom, and to pay off like debts and stuff, I was like, I need to stay here until I get a word. But also, the other day I realized that I had stopped like applying for higher positions because I had been applying, like I had been very intentional in my applying for jobs and stuff, but obviously when you don't hear back and whatnot, it gets hard. Like, it gets so hard and disheartening. Like, you kind of lose hope and you're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore, you know, because the effort, it takes time and effort and resources to print out CVs and to apply for these jobs. And then when you don't hear anything back, and I had to remind myself, like, girl, even if it's not your line of work, this is you we're talking about. Palesa. Girl, anybody can teach you something in 2 weeks and you will grasp it and you will improve on it. Like, this is you we're talking. Like, I had to remind myself who I am, but also whose I am. I am God's child, you know. So far, I have been placed in situations that I was never equipped for, but have I failed? No, I haven't, because I know God's got me, you know. So it was like, yeah, man, I need to get back on that horse. Although I'm in a season where I'm like, I'm not sure I want to be working full-time anymore. Like, I think I want a work from home type of situation so I can push my content. And yeah, I'm very grateful that okay, I'm not going to refer to myself as a small YouTuber anymore. I don't know, the urge to refer to myself as an aspiring content creator or a small YouTuber, you know, why do I have to attach put a description in front of it? Just say I'm a YouTuber, great, or I'm a content creator. But because we attach like the significance of what we do to the numbers behind it, so just because you have less than 1,000 or less than 10,000 followers on Instagram, you don't consider yourself a content creator, you know, because we've attached like so much weight to the numbers. And I want to make an example with YouTube. The number of subscribers I have, it doesn't, well, it helps in a sense that it will attract the companies and stuff that want to work with you, great, but it does nothing for the amount of money that YouTube pays me. So I can have 11,000 subscribers, but when you go and check my overall view count for my channel, it's low. Like, there are channels on YouTube that have double the subscribers that I do, but when you check the view count, it's like half of mine, you know. I'm at 11,000 subscribers and I'm at 900,000 views, so almost 1 million views, you know. So for me, I'm trying to train myself to stop attaching like to the numbers, you know. I'm a somebody because I've got so much money in my bank account type of situation, and that is wrong, you know. So I'm kind of coaching myself to come out of that. Stop attaching my success or the significance or importance of my work to to the numbers. Yes, there's a lot of beauty content, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that, but just because somebody's doing what I do, or somebody creates the content, or somebody makes content with the idea that I have, or somebody works with a company that I worked with, it doesn't mean there's not enough room for all of us. There's enough room for all of us, because all of us have a different task. There's a different purpose for each and every one of our different content or pictures or whatever. It speaks a different message to the different people, and people receive it differently. And yeah, man, stop attaching to the numbers. It may take a while to build, but you will get there. We need to wrap this up. If I were to talk, I'm gonna talk the whole day, okay? But yeah, let me put on my lashes. These lashes came with this wig, you guys. Like, don't sleep on the lashes that get sent by these wig companies, because they are fire. That is just how I feel. But social media is pretentious, and it's also very cliquey, and I don't do well in cliques or in groups, because more often than not, there's going to be, singling out and stuff, and I really do not like that. So I'm very afraid of this cliquey territory situation, but hoping for like the knowledge and the strength to get like through it, because yeah, it's a path I chose and I need to learn how to navigate it. It's not too wide. I'm happy, man. Like, and the people I'm meeting, the people who are around me, well, the ones that stayed, I'm very appreciative of those people, and I'm not praying for those like connections and the relationships and stuff. I am praying for them, because yeah, man, it's not nice to lose people, but also you must remember that some people come into your life for a reason and a season, and when that is over, it's done. They have to leave. So don't hold on to people, because sometimes you will wind up holding on to like toxic people, and you're holding on to people even after like God removes them from your life. So yeah, just let people go, and if it's a need, love them from afar, it's okay, but love yourself first. Love yourself first. Buy yourself those flowers. Take yourself out on that date. Take that day out to sleep. Take that time out to cry. Yeah, man, like it's really necessary to do what you need for you. You need to be loyal to yourself first and foremost, and asking for what you need. It is not selfish, it is what you need, and those who know and understand will know and understand, and if they love you enough, they will, give you what you need and take care of your heart. Yeah, be open to receiving the kind of love that you pray for, because it's one thing to ask for the type of people, but then when they come, you need to be open to meeting new people. You need to be open to receiving the kind of love. Like, open yourself up. Don't be like standoffish. And the things I'm talking to you guys about are things that I'm personally going through, things I've experienced, which is why I'm sharing them. But tweak and like apply the tips to suit yourself is what I would say, because what works for me won't necessarily work for you, and that's okay. Like, make things your own and apply them for yourself, So yeah, just gonna let my hair down. I've already like kind of pre-straightened this hair, and I'm not doing anything much to it. I think I'm just gonna leave it in its straight form. I honestly hope you've enjoyed the talk with me. Like, I need to be more open to talking to you guys more. Talking to you guys makes me nervous, because I don't want to be like a twink. I know it all and say I know it all. No, I don't know it all. But you guys seemingly like my perspective on things, so I think I need to open myself up more to talking, and so yeah, more Q&As. We will think about that. I think this is it for our little chit chat get ready with me. But this hair though, like get into this hair. I always do this. I'm shooting black hair and I decide to wear a black top. Like, come on, yo. Like, I knew this, but also I have a lot of black in my cupboard. Lots and lots of black. So yeah, this is it. I did kind of like cut the ends in the beginning, and I like what it's giving. Like, I love because of the thin ends. But yeah, this is the finished look. This is what I look like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are other topics, or if you want another Q&A based on questions that you might want answered by Big Sis P or Auntie P or Lil Sis, because some of you guys are like older than me. But yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this chat with you. And now I'm looking gorge on a Sunday, and I'm going to make Sunday dinner looking like this. I hope the meal comes out, you know, just as good as I look. But yeah, man, thoroughly enjoyed creating this video. Please do not forget to click that subscribe button. Please don't forget to comment, share. Don't forget to interact with me in the comment section. I really love hearing from you guys. And that is it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one.